he rides the wind. Around the time of the divided kingdom, on the banks of the Jordan, a prophet faces an extraordinary departure. Watch the moment a mantle passes from master to disciple. Elijah is a weathered prophet who has challenged kings and called fire from heaven. He walks with urgency and quiet authority, a mantle at his shoulder that marks his office and calling. Elisha is the faithful disciple who refuses to be left behind. He follows Elijah relentlessly, not as a servant but as a successor waiting for the prophet's spirit to pass to him. As the first beat ends, they leave Gilgal at dawn. Elijah leads and Elisha follows. In that moment, the journey is intentional. Elijah is walking toward the place where his life will be taken from him, and Elisha is walking toward a new responsibility. As they leave Gilgal, they arrive at Bethel. There the sons of the prophets at Bethel confront Elijah and request he stay. Elijah answers that he must go on. This shows the prophetic network and the sense that Elijah's departure is known among fellow servants of God. As the dust stirs in Bethel, the young prophets ask Elijah if he knows this is his final day. Elijah tells them to be silent, for God has sent him onward. This exchange explains that prophets recognize heavenly timing and honor the divine plan. As they move from Bethel, they travel toward Jericho. The men of Jericho also ask Elijah to remain. He again presses on. These repeated requests emphasize Elijah's acceptance of God's summons, and the community's sense that this parting is sacred. As the dialogue continues in Jericho, their voices tremble with reverence. Elijah refuses their pleas because he follows a direct summons. This underlines the prophet's obedience and the communal recognition that what comes next is not merely death, but a divine transfer. When morning comes, they reach the Jordan. Elijah strikes the water with his mantle, and the river parts. As the water stands in two piles, they cross on dry ground. This miracle mirrors earlier passages and signals divine approval for what will occur next. As they stand on the far bank, Elisha asks for a double portion of Elijah's spirit. Elijah explains the meaning. It is the right of a firstborn or successor, not a selfish claim. This clarifies that Elisha seeks the prophetic inheritance, not personal power. As the wind moves the reeds, Elijah responds that the request will be granted if Elisha sees him when he is taken. This conditional blessing teaches that prophetic inheritance often depends on faith and presence at the decisive moment. As they continue walking, the conversation tightens Elisha's resolve. Elijah is calm, knowing the hour has come. The walk becomes a slow ascent toward a spiritual climax, and Elisha's eyes do not leave his teacher. Suddenly a chariot of fire and horses of fire appear between them. The air trembles. As the sight unfolds, it is clear this is not a natural death, but a heavenly translation. The vision signals God's direct intervention in Elijah's departure. In that very instant, Elijah is taken up in a whirlwind into heaven. The ground is hollow with silence as his mantle falls. As he ascends, it becomes a visible act of God rather than a private passing, showing divine favor and purpose in the prophet's removal. As the whirlwind fades, Elisha cries out and tears his clothes in shock. He picks up Elijah's mantle from the ground. This moment marks both mourning and readiness, grief for his teacher, and a sudden acceptance that the mantle now belongs to him. As the story continues, Elisha steps forward, wraps Elijah's mantle around his own shoulders, and strikes the Jordan. The waters part again. When the river divides at his touch, Elisha knows the spirit of Elijah rests on him, and that he is authorized to act as prophet. As the crowd murmurs, it becomes clear this is more than a miracle. The narrative explains that prophetic authority passes visibly and publicly. Elisha's double portion is confirmed by action and sign, teaching that leadership in Israel was validated through divine signs. As days pass, Elisha begins to perform acts the people remember. The text shows that succession is not just symbolic, it produces ministry. These early wonders confirm to Israel that God continues his work through Elijah's successor. When all is said and done, the passage teaches that God commissions and transfers prophetic authority openly, using signs to confirm a successor. Elisha's inheritance is both a gift and a responsibility, confirmed by the very acts he now performs. If this story moved you, like the video, subscribe to the channel, and tap the bell so you do not miss the next one.